Hi guys, good afternoon. We are still today October 10, 2014, and this is really, it wasn't planned, but as I was uploading, I went and upload some of the videos to make some room on my camera on my laptop, and it was taking some time, so I said let me go and check my, my email, and I clicked on Yahoo, and the news came up. And the news that was on Yahoo just right now, literally right now, was this man who beheaded his co-worker and went to do the same to a different co-worker. But thank God the executive was there and he had the time to kind of like, shoot the man. When I saw this on the news, I was like, what is going on? Now, I haven't finished reading the entire article, and I'm not too sure if you want me to post it. Maybe I will, maybe I won't, I'll probably do so. The man in question, now the FBI, they starting to talk about if it had to do with Islamic thing, if it had to do with the fact that this guy was an extremist. It appears to be that he was posting some stuff on his Facebook page, that he was anti-American. Now they're saying that, could it be that this guy wanted people to convert into Muslim? Listen, this is what I'm going to say. I know what I'm talking about when I say that these days people are not safe anymore in America. And this also goes back to the fact that people are not understanding people who owns power or who are in, leading positions. America is a melting pot. That's why people, they forget. So in America, you're always going to find different race and different culture. So when you have leaders who are getting into wars that they have no business to get into, they are putting the population at risk. Because people are going to, the guy in one of the statements, the guy said that he felt oppressed. Listen guys, let me tell you something. When you are at work, you are there to work. You are not there to post, to voice too much your opinion. You are there to do your job and to leave. Careful these days. Don't be careful unless you are truly pro or against something. Don't go into any kind of rallies. Excuse me, there's a truck who's around. Don't go into any kind of rallies. Be careful. Don't put yourself, excuse me, I'm sorry, there's a truck. Don't put yourself into a certain predicament. The guy said that in the statement that I read briefly. He said something about he was feeling oppressed, that, I don't know. They're trying to say that it was an act of terrorism, or was it domestic violence? But it appears to be that this is someone who had like a criminal background into him. He's been in jail before. Woo. Things are tough. Things are tough. The situation is tough over there. When you are at work, even if you have a friend, let's say that you are at work and people are going into a particular topic. If you feel like someone or a few people are getting too heated or too emotional or too excited about that topic, remove yourself from it. Remove yourself. Be careful. You don't know people's culture. You don't know where people are coming from. You don't know what people are doing at home. Try to keep your opinion personal. Okay? You can talk about it or say, oh my God, that's interesting. Wow, that's an interesting thing. When people are talking about what's going on, and just say, oh, you know what, I don't just come out, especially if you have strong opinion about something. Be careful. Don't go and voice it out too much, because you don't know the next person how they feel. You don't know the next person what's going on. Okay? I had to put this message out following the lengthy video that I just did. I was like, what a coincidence. What a coincidence. I do a video like this and look at the news. I'm telling you, be safe out there. When you are at work, you are not at work to voice your opinion. You are not at work for that. You're there to work, to get to do your job and to leave. You can, if people are talking about something, if you want to add your 2 cents into it, you can add your 2 cents. But me, I just say avoid it. Just say, that's very interesting. Or if you voice your opinion and someone is coming out at you very strongly, or someone is just saying things like, coming at you, very strongly, just, hey, let it flow, let it go. Say, hey man, you know what, this is just an opinion. We are all, to each his own, yes. Or just, if you feel like the person is very angry, just feel like, it doesn't have to be that you're backing up from the person. It doesn't have to be that. Just say that, oh, you know what, I didn't see that. Actually, from what you're saying, it could be true. Even if in your own heart, you still have your own belief. Be careful these days. Be careful when you have children. Don't be so hard to voice your opinion around your children, because what I have noticed, children will listen to a grown-up conversation and they'll go back to school and repeat these grown-up conversation. And you don't know what kind of professor your child has. You don't know what kind of other students are there in the class. People are crazy these days. People are crazy these days, all right? So if you are discussing political event, if you are discussing war, if you are discussing, cultural things, don't discuss things in front of your child. Don't discuss things in front of your child, because you don't want your child to go home, to go to school and repeat that, because you don't know who is at school. You don't know who's saying what. You don't want that. Okay? You don't want that. And pay attention to your children. Make conversation with them. Listen to what they're saying, because you never know. Some things happen at school and parents are like, well, we didn't know where it came from. Well, if you had paid attention to your child, you would have known that there was some tension at school, especially now. Be safe. Make conversation with your kids. Say, hey, what happened at school today? What did you do? My dad used to make conversation with me like no other. That's how I'm so outspoken. My father always, spoke a conversation. He always knew what was going on at school. I was always eager to come home and tell my dad, oh, you know what, this is what happened today. Make conversation with your children. You will be amazed at what they tell you, who's saying what and who's not saying what. So now you are aware, and you can tell your child, you know what, this is what's going on. Speak with your children, okay? Don't wait until something crazy happens. And also, you never know, because sometimes it's among kids, they say crazy stuff, all right? And then, your child comes and tells you that, then it's your job, to go to the school discreetly and, speak to the principal. Hey, say, hey, my daughter came to school today, came home today, or my son came home, and, he was telling me about that particular conversation that was going on. I just feel like I'm very concerned. I'm concerned about that particular conversation. What is going on? As a professor, you guys know I also teach. When there are topics that are heated, especially some topics that are heated, and my students are taking key position, I change the subject really quickly. I change the subject quickly, because I know it can escalate and it can change. I would never forget, I was in a sociology class and there was a big fight that occurred. The professor ran outside. I was in college. The professor ran outside. He was a sociology. I would never forget. It was a topic about social class, people being in the ghetto and all of that. And it was a community college, and we had a lot of Caucasian student, we have students who were from, the project. So when you have a particular topic that is so sensitive, as a professor, you have to know how to tackle it. That sprung out, and I'm telling you, it was a big fight among students inside the classroom. So be safe out there. Know what you're saying at work.